a fool. Yes, nothing more says that his book of rules. That you can't take a mother and give her back to son. What kind of freedom is bought with a gun? Oh, lots of build their prison walls, but they're afraid to look inside of thousand points of light. Have a metal flashes in the night, and the freedom you bless the whole will bring the dead back from the cold.
Hi, I'm Matthias. Welcome to Puppetry Poetry for Truth, episode number 26. I'll start with a poem, and then we're going to get back to the Rh negative blood type that we were talking about last week. Okay. This poem was inspired by a fortune, and that's why we entitled it Inspired by a Fortune. And the fortune was, a life lived for others is a life worthwhile. A life lived for others is a life worthwhile. So help someone out and give them a smile. It shouldn't have to be a miracle to show another true care. Set that example when most wouldn't dare. Help the children break free from the fear kept within, which will help them reject hopeless prisoner skin. Show them that good actions really can create change when we work toward a world that is free of all pain. That world is coming. I believe it's going to be, like it said in Revelation, that the days are going to be cut short. I don't know if it's going to, the predicted blood moons are going to come or not. I'm not sure. They may or may not. The earth is going through changes. We are getting help. Tigan's going to talk more about that, but if what we found is true, then that means we do have really great backup that is way more powerful than any of these criminals. And I believe that their regime is receding. You can tell they're getting desperate. They just had that presidential speech last night, the day before 9/11, to incite more fear. And if you noticed, on the screen it said ISIS, but the president kept saying ISIL. That's kind of weird. I think obviously they don't even know what the name is of the criminals that they paid to cause false wars. It's just getting, they're completely losing it. We also read in this website that a lot of their attacks have been foiled. A lot of their false flag plans have been put down. If what we read is true, then that means the Armageddon and the war and the rapture we were all afraid of has already happened in the heavens, and we didn't know. But I believe that we are going to experience some earthquakes and stuff as Earth makes her change for us, because we have the freedom to create our own destiny, as long as we're living by natural law and we know the truth, and we're just follow the power of love, follow the heart. The heart's been ignored a lot because they use the mind to blind the heart, and the mind gets terrified, and the mind sticks to things that's been taught that could be lies. The mind is afraid, but the heart is free, and the heart wants you to run with her. She's trying to tell you she's ready, and to start bringing in the new sun, the birth of the new sun. Perhaps in September 2017, when I was talking about the constellation last week, at that time it might be coming to fruition. So hopefully maybe that means, like, right now we're planning and doing great work because we still have a lot of work to do, because we still have to do our part. These individuals from other from other universes in the heavens that have come to help us, but we also need to continue to do our part. That doesn't mean we just stop doing the great work and sit back and relax. We continue to do it because that's our help, and our thanks to them for helping us to eradicate how badly things have gotten so bad, and what they've taken care of stuff that they knew we couldn't possibly do on our own. And I want to thank them if they're listening. We've been getting some really great guidance. We've been getting some really wonderful poetry ideas. So don't be worried. We are never going to run out of poetry in this show, because we just finished our second book of poetry. So we're going to have plenty of poetry to read, and then we got a whole other poetry written down in our little binder where we hold all our written down notes. So we got a ton of that to copy into our third book that we're working on now. So and Kai gets to read a little bit from that. It's a little treat for earlier, because we've got so many poems. We're like buried in poems. It's great. It's really great. When you follow your heart, the gifts just keep coming. Calm your mind. Don't let your mind make you uneasy, feel uneasy, and don't let the fears that they spew pull you down, because right now they're completely desperate and they're doing all that they can to scare people. Don't be afraid. They've got our back. These individuals are helping us defeat these alien creatures that have invaded here and created humans, and the children of those that created humans. And their time is done. I was listening to the radio show the other day. Some guy was in the show on a Republic Broadcasting Network. This guy was I don't remember his name. I can't remember, but he was talking about how they're building some kind of satanic statue somewhere. Yeah, that's like their last. They're doing everything that they possibly can, but you know what? They have no power over you, and they've lost the power, and they have faith in their idols, thinking that that's going to help, but it's not. They're done. We know the truth, and we are going to continue to do the great work until we know that we're finished with the great work and we've completely helped the quantum shift and come. So as long as it takes, we're going to do the great work, whatever we have to do, and heal ourselves, heal our minds, and follow our hearts. Okay, now we talk about that negative RH bloodline, which is very interesting. I found this article. Now remember, keep in mind that nobody knows exactly what Yeshua looked like. And it really doesn't matter what an individual looks like, because what matters is the great work that they do. Like Mark says in his presentations, he wears a black shirt because he doesn't want him to be the focus. He says it's not him, it's the material that is important. He's just a vessel sharing the material, just like me, just like everybody else is doing the great work. Apparently, I guess you could say my own master's gone one step further by creating me as a vessel in this world with humanity, and I'm glad that's what my purpose is, and always will be, and I'm happy to serve my purpose. So here's the article. I'll continue to read the article. These descendants have a rare blood factor and have prehistoric ancestors that can be traced back to an area in the world known as the Garden, which is probably, but they're saying that Garden is Iraq. This original people or group on Earth were what we refer to today as Scandinavians. Believe it or not, the oldest mummies, like those skulls that we found, the Nephilim things too, all over the world have blonde hair. And remember that one of those skulls had light hair on it, which also tells us that our original ancestors were Scandinavians. I mean, all of us. It doesn't matter what color your skin is today, your original ancestors on Earth were Scandinavian. When Yeshua said we were all brothers, he meant it literally. The blonde, blue-eyed Scandinavian Nazarene tribes that Yeshua was born into are not to be confused with the red-haired, green-eyed bloodline known as the tribe of Cain, that is also known as the tribe of Dan, which is a hybrid bloodline. Science can track the Scandinavian bloodline from the... See, that's interesting too, because it says that Cain bloodline with that red hair, green eye, red hair. So that's interesting too, because that Nephilim skull had red hair on it. And nobody knows where that is. It was a picture we had. Everyone knows where they're hiding that. Here's how I want us to know about it. But don't go demonizing people that have red hair and green eyes, because everybody has their own, and everybody has their own, responsible for their own actions. So you can't judge by looks. Looks don't matter. What matters is the sincerity of the human heart. So remember, these individuals consciously make the decision to be doing what they do, and they like to go under the quote-unquote mental illness of psychopathy, which is ridiculous, because what are you supposed to do? You're just going to let people get away with things that do them on purpose, and expect to say, oh, I have psychopathy, so I didn't. Psychopathy is these people that do horrific things and know what they're doing. I mean, really, that cannot be allowed. Science can track the Scandinavian bloodline from the exact location where Yeshua's Nazarene tribes lived in northern Israel back in time, thousands of years before Yeshua was born. Yeshua was not a Jew, as people have falsely labeled him. He was a Nazarene, and was probably born in the same Nazarene village where he ran his ministry from northern Israel. The Bible states that Yeshua was a Nazarene. The Nazarenes were Scandinavians who apparently had the pure or Rh negative bloodline factor, which is why these people have been really tormented. People who have this bloodline, don't sign any registers or anything that's talking about it, because I'm sure they're desperate to find everyone with this bloodline, because this is the bloodline that they have, because they were originally from an angel. So I think that when an angel comes here directly from the angel area, or however that works, when they what do you call it? When they physically manifest on Earth, I believe that that's their bloodline, and their direct children have that bloodline. So the Nephilim have that bloodline. Nephilim, fallen angels. The fallen angels made a conscious decision to be fallen angels, but there are good angels. Good angel came. What I believe now that's another interesting thing I was going to talk about. What we think. Well, I'm not saying we know this for sure, but I was thinking that maybe it was an angel that came, and that was Yeshua's father when he talked about his father, because I believe on behalf of the Most High, an angel sent here, a male angel, to bring the seed and to artificially inseminate a virgin. And that is how I believe Yeshua was born. Now, I can't tell you that that's exactly what happened, but if you want to think about if you think about it, and you think about how these creatures that came here in the very beginning created humanity, and then did horrific things with them and raped the women that they created, you would see that if an angel came down to do something good and introduce something good to humanity and have a child that is very gifted, and perhaps it was that somehow they were able to plant themselves into a woman. I really don't know, but it really makes sense when you look at the Anunnaki story and the actual good angel that could have come and said, here, I want you to artificially inseminate yourself, because I don't do, I'm not going to be disgraceful like they were, but I love human beings, and I want human beings to be able to learn from someone who has very pure connections, and who is going to dedicate their life setting out to do this great work that we're doing today, and as an aggregate, which just means the second coming, the aggregate. We're the sun, the earth is the mother. Earth is our mother, and we need to start treating her like our mother. And that is the lie that people have been taught, to hate the world, to hate the earth, because these people have demonized it, these creatures, I can't even consider them human. They're horrific, and they have absolutely no respect for anybody. They don't even have respect for each other. All they care about is themselves and indulging themselves in whatever they want at anybody's expense. They don't care. So most likely they're probably going to destroy themselves too, as finish them off. Probably. I don't know. Maybe. But these psychopaths need to be taken away and locked away so they can't lock like that Revelation said, that everyone liking and carrying on a lie left behind, not coming with us, because we are going into higher vibrational patterns now. And like Alfred Weber said, this is happening, and there's nothing they can do about it. The sun is getting brighter. Okay. Now back to the article. The Nazarenes were Scandinavians who had, after the original human race incarnated in human flesh on earth, Cain's bloodline was created. To Cain's bloodline. What I think, now here, back to this. I think that Adam and Eve, if you want to call them that, I don't know if that was really their names, but I'm saying that two created humans, like created the slave species that was created by the criminals that came here and decided to infuse their DNA with humanity and the Homo erectus. So I believe that it was Adam and Eve were human. Adam and Eve had a baby. It was Abel. And it's going to be a faction of a whole bunch of beings with different classes of people fighting wars too. You don't know. But I'm saying if you talk about it in singularity terms, it's easier to understand, because I'm thinking that Eve and her husband had a baby, and they were happy, they had a great baby, but I believe Eve was raped by a fallen angel, and that's how Cain's bloodline began. So basically, Cain's bloodline, the whole start of that, was against God's will and against her will. Against God's will, against humanity, against the will of creation. And it is going to be gone, because I know we have backup, and although we may not understand everything fully, we're starting to make connections, and things are starting to make a lot more sense, and I hope that they make more sense to you. Now, I gotta go. I will finish this article next week. Sorry we didn't get too far in the article, because I keep remembering things that I wanted to mention, because this is all new to me too, and we're trying to figure this out, and we're coming up with interesting ideas, and that's what we love to do, just come together and share ideas, and don't force anything on anybody and claim that you know it all, because we all be humble and say that, you know what, we don't know everything, but we really want to try to find it out, because the truth can be known. And thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next week.